How come you never see any furniture in a toad house? Because it takes up too much room. Welcome back to Hauppauge Gaming. I'm Fallinfrog. Of course, we're talking about Mario this week. So, Super Mario Odyssey came out. The game is a lot of fun. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to go into spoilers or talk about the story or anything like that. I'm not going to show you guys any boss gameplay. No, instead, I just want to give you guys my quick thoughts on the game so far. Just what some of my quick impressions are. And then I want to go into the bulk of this week's video, which we're going to be talking about the Snapshot feature. But first and foremost, the game is a blast. It controls just like you would expect it to. It feels like a 3D Mario game. It feels a lot like Super Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine. You know, Super Mario Sunshine, you of course had a water cannon on your back, Flood. Instead, this time around, you have Cappy, which is a hat that has consciousness and is alive. And you can use him for attacks. You can be thrown at enemies. You can use him to possess enemies or NPC characters. They all have their own control scheme and the way they move and the way they interact in the environment. It's a lot of fun, and it also reminds me of the different suits that Mario would wear in the past, whereas this time, instead of wearing a suit, he's actually just full-blown taking over someone and literally controlling them. It's crazy, but it works. Now, I haven't beat the game myself. I think I'm on the 6th different kingdom. I think I've been to 6 of them so far, and there's been a whole lot of variety in them. They're all really cool. They're really huge. They're actually a lot bigger. Even when you first start up a new level and you initially glance it over and you're looking at where all you can go, they're even bigger than that first initial glance. Usually there's another side of the kingdom. There's whole sections underneath sometimes. You know, you'll go into different doors or tunnels and you'll go into whole completely separate portions of a world. So they are a lot bigger than what you just see when upon first glance. It's really cool. I would say for sure, if you're a fan of Super Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, the Galaxies, if you like those 3D Mario games, you're going to love this. If you're a fan of platformers, you're going to love this. If you're just a fan of good games in general, if you like a game that is polished and there's time that went into it and the worlds feel alive and vibrant and different, and you'd like to be rewarded in-game without having to open up your wallet, this game is awesome. You know, that's another thing this game does right. You can unlock new costumes for Mario. It's not microtransactions. I remember back in the day when you used to unlock costumes in a game. Seems like such a long time now. Now, while you're unlocking costumes and playing dress up with Mario and running through all these different worlds, without a doubt, probably my favorite feature of the game is the Snapshot mode. This isn't anything new or groundbreaking. It's been featured in games before. I've actually talked about it in videos before, but in this game, it's executed so perfectly and it just works so well that I felt the need to talk about it in this week's video, because the game didn't actually tell me that it was a feature until about World 6, when I finally saw an NPC that actually mentioned press down to take a snapshot. It's as simple as pressing down on the D-pad or on the left Joy-Con, but once I started using it, I fell in love. It's awesome. It works exactly as you would expect it to. It pauses all the action in your game, and then you can use the left thumbstick to move the camera. It's not a free cam that you can move around the environment freely. Instead, it's a camera that rotates around Mario to keep the action centered around him. But you can still get some good shots of background activity and, you know, the environment around you and things like that. You can also use your ZL and ZR buttons to tilt the camera left or right. You can also throw in the Super Mario Odyssey logo. You've got options for a black and white version or a colored version that you can place in any of the 4 corners of the screen. Of course, zooming in, zooming out, and then you can also toggle the display, which is your HUD and your menus. What's really cool is all the different filters they have. Scrolling through the list, you've got blurs, you've got, you know, your sepias, black and whites, sharpens and smears. You got a fisheye lens, hypercolors, silhouette, cartoon filter, illustrations, oil paintings and pencil sketches, line drawings. What's really cool is they also have filters to emulate the NES, Game Boy, and SNES as well. Since you can take great pictures with this, it's great for making wallpapers, backgrounds. You can use it for thumbnails for your videos, just all kinds of things. Anyways, there's been so much going on lately between, you know, trying to finish Cuphead, and then all of a sudden Xbox drops original Xbox backwards compatibility on us, and that blew my mind, and then bought South Park, and I still haven't even touched it yet. So the last week has just been kind of crazy. And Super Mario Odyssey just dropped in the middle of all this and was like, here goes all your free time. Regardless, though, Mario Odyssey is a hit. If you haven't had a chance to play it yet, hopefully you will soon. Very few games come out nowadays that actually make me feel like a kid again, and this is one of them. Nintendo's really knocked it out of the park, and I think all of the praise it gets is well deserved. Anywho, if you guys have any questions or comments or whatnot, you can leave those down below. If you want to see last week's video where we go over all the new features that hit the Nintendo Switch in the version 4.0 update, it's right there. Don't forget to hit subscribe as well. I do new videos for Hauppauge each and every week. And if you want to see some more of my stuff, you can check out my channel right up there. As always, thanks for watching the video today. We'll see you next week.